What's going on? What's going on, man? Apparently, everybody knows how you run your life. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. I mean, I was listening to Bob Proctor and the law of attraction, the secret. What a great. I'm encouraged to if you listen to this video, encourage your kids the positive mind. It is we are so distracted in so other factors. I turned in 45 a couple of days ago, and the older I get, I go back and in time and say, man, how you waste so much time, and how do we waste? Why we waste so much time? But we constantly fighting. I believe that we need the approval of your neighbor, or I mean, we are become a society of everybody. Apparently, everybody knows how you need to run your life. Unless their name is on the lease of your house, try to not get any loans. Nothing. Everyone try to do everything in your power that building your own brand. And I think that I always said that the best key on being successful, you gotta move to a place that nobody knows you, and there's no, and that's why I stopped going to a lot of those meetings, because we going to we did a lot of networking events, and we were trying to help a lot of people, and we're like, and now at that point we were like, oh shit, I'm not making any money. Because I was actually helping other people. But when it comes to, hey, my finances are getting, I got to be able to take care of myself. The only way you're going to succeed in your life, you got to take care of yourself. Because if you don't do it, nobody's going to do it for you. I see all the time when they do all this GoFundMe campaigns, and, for the people that are going to have, medical problems, and that right now is an opportunity. That opportunity to see where the trends are going. Where are you going as a human being? That's the best key right now. Where your family is going. Where are you going? So that's funny, because I went to the gas station, right? So I went to get my get some gas. So I went to yeah. The way we do business right now, people don't have this. I save, I have my own, money, but they don't, the landscape of how people do business all the transactions are electronically. So we became a society that we relied on, we get money in the bank. We have that's fine. That they'll take care of it. Man, I'm telling you what is going to happen with the next 10, 15 years. Everything is going to be electronically. People don't have cash anymore. People don't have the cash anymore. We don't study how the economy is moving. The most important thing that you got to learn is how money works, because your kids are going to get paid probably in cryptocurrencies. They're going to get paid electronically. And if there's any kind of hacking, people are trying to say hacking, but that's why companies are spending millions of dollars in network security, because there's people who want to take that money out of the banks, right? So I don't want to sound too alarming, but within the next 10, 15 to 20 years, maybe more, it's going to be a shortage of food, because we're too many people in the world already. Have you realized that? And we are so naive to think that, the government is going to take care of you. Everything is going to fall. People think that we live in a life of sunshines and rainbows, and everything is easy. Even the kids, and that's the great thing about going to hardship. When I grow up, we don't have the, everything was a struggle. But you know what? That was good. I quite honestly didn't feel it was a struggle. If you think that's a struggle, then it's the only thing you're gonna get. That's why Bob Proctor was thinking about the conscious mind, the ability of thinking positive and no matter what. And I know A lot of people are going to a rough patch. We all went through that shit. You know, is what you know. What I used to walk around, and I used to live in Mexico City. There's a lot of poverty. A lot of people don't even go on the streets and sell. You know what? Everyone chooses their own path. And you're gonna go through hardship. You're gonna go through hardship for a couple of years, maybe 10, 15 years. And I was listening to to Bob Proctor yesterday, which was kind of interesting. That when he had a meeting, Napoleon Hill had a meeting with Carnegie. Was back then was the richest man in the world. And he said, if you're willing to study and probably not even get paid for 20 years out of your own philosophy, it might take you 20 years. If you're willing to accept that challenge, I've been willing to explain how I became the way I became. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Napoleon Hill took 25 seconds and said, I'm in. And if you haven't read, the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, with the 13 principles of success, and if you haven't read that book, Think and Grow Rich, tell your kids to read it. But unfortunately, kids, they still don't understand because everything is handed to them. Everything is handed to to certain people, So they'll never understand what hardship means because they haven't go through that. So you gotta go through life to understanding yourself and to go to the different battles. People are going to come to you and they're going to try to take you out of your own unbalance. That's why moving to another state, another country for me was the best decision that I ever made. Because I have tons of cousins. I haven't had, I have quite a few that, they probably pray for me and great. But until this, I have one cousin we've been through a lot. And that's the only one cousin who calls me in my birthday, do happy birthday. We kind of, push to each other. Hey, how you doing, brother? Good, I'm working. So I'm constantly talking to him and encouraging me and say, no, you're doing great. Man, just keep going, and do your own thing. It's like the everyday grind. People are battling by constant. They need the approval for somebody else. You don't need approval, but anybody else but your own, man. And it's just kind of wake up in the morning and say, today, I'm going to just go to the gym. I'm going to change my, my way of eating. I'm going to go to it, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And we're like, I'm going to see. And you ask your dad, well, what do you think if I'm, I want to become a pilot. I'm going to be, a successful entrepreneur, and I'm going to make tons of money. And even in your family, you might say, I don't think that's possible, man. I don't think it's this, I don't think it's that. So they're like, and automatically you're constantly battled with people tell you can't do it. So finally, I was able to, to find, the secret of success. And I'm successful because I have a great partnership with my wife. And that's it. And I'm peaceful with myself. I'm happy where I'm at right now. That's the only problem with a lot of you guys, that they're not happy where you are. And you're constantly worrying about tons of factors. You got to focus in your own production and your own development, and you got to just detach completely about everybody. You got to move to another state, another city, move it. You might not be, maybe have a shitty job for maybe 6 months, get into a smaller place, and it's tough. Living in yourself. And I lived by myself for a lot of years, and believe me, it built me the strength that I have now, and it's still building my core, my strength. Because you're constantly are. That's why I'm constantly going to work out. I'm going to the park and the training, and I'm like all the Taz, man. All them Taz. We're in Ohio Reserve and Military Reserve, and we do like regular military. We part of the reserves, and we do every every month we go drill, we training, and what that means? That means that your mind, you constantly need to be creative, need to be adapting. We do a group setting. We do different things, so we constantly have to battle our minds and challenges. So you got to challenge yourself to go to your daily to your daily thoughts. Your thought process has to be positivity at every single moment, every single time. You're positive, you're encouraging yourself, because sometimes you're never gonna, no one else is gonna do it for you. And your best friend, yeah, you're fine. So they're humans are like lobster. They always try to pull you down, pull you down. And if you allow that, then that you give them permission to put you down. You give people authorization to run your life, and that's a problem every day. You know what? I'm a huge fan of the Rock, man. The Rock, man. If you see the Rock, man, it's. But this guy struggled. The other guy that I absolutely love, it is the guy who does Iron Man. What's his name? Oh my God, is. But you know what I'm talking about. The guy who does Iron Man and is Tony Stark in the movies, right? And it goes by Junior, and he went to a drug problem like like bad. He couldn't went lower. He couldn't went lower. It's like, whoa, oh my God, what's his name? Well, everybody, I don't remember, but he had a huge drug problem, and after he went to that drug problem, his life went to like skyrocketing, man, and he started getting contracts, and he went like from zero to boom, man. Now it's part of that, multi-million-dollar franchise. But look, the time from where he was pretty much, a well-known actor back then, and where he is right now. He went like boom. Salma Hayek, the same thing. They're like nobody used to like boom. So that's why I'm working in a way that is for what's working for me. I don't want to be another Rock. I don't want to be another. Salma Hayek. I'm myself, and I have my own plans. I have my own thought process. Nobody has the ability. They can take your money. They can take your bank account. They can take everything. But the only thing they cannot take it is your name. It is your birthright. That's why there's a lot of issues when there's a lot of stealing identities, because they stealing with the only thing it is your name. People are using your name without your consent to do shit. And you got to constantly battling that kind of platforms. That's why, I'm listening to, the Bob Proctor, the Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, Grant Cardone, Ed Milet, Rhonda Byrne from my good friend Rhonda from the Unstoppable Family in Bali, Indonesia. I don't let anyone... Pauline Hill, Andrew Carnegie. I'm surrounded by my. I love books, so I went to the library and get a bunch of books. I read a book already in a couple hours, and I'm like, I have right now. I'm in a study. I'm in like a laser focus. I was telling my wife, when horses they go to races, they go like this, because if they take it out, what happens going to go with a horse? They're wondering, so they're like they're just one day on, and it's just like focusing, and that's what you got to do. Focus on your own thing. Don't let anybody. You can do it. Detach of all this. Could be your family, could be your sister, could be your mom, your dad, and having your own thought process. If you're respectful of people, regardless of their religion, the backgrounds. I know a lot of you got to support. But move to a state that nobody knows you, so you can become who you want to become. And sometimes I think most of the things that people do, and successfully, is because you don't have to prove. And I remember if you watch the movie Rudy, right, when he goes with the janitor that was part of the he used to play football. and he was complaining all of that and blah blah blah. He said, "What?" And until he got pissed off, and he says, "Look, what are you talking about, bro? You're gonna have a degree from the University of Notre Dame. You hang around for 2 years with the best football team in the country. You know, they're gonna give you a chance to even practice with those guys. You know, for people even actually have a dream to even go practice. You know, play catch with, I don't know, Joe Montana or like shit, man. That's already a success. But if you want to play where the big boys are, you got to put the work, man. Right? So you got to put them. You know, I was watching it, which I love it. This guy, I don't know what's his name, but they got called from from the what's it called, from the Seattle the Seahawks, and they called this, I don't know who recruited him, the guy. Hey, what's going on, brother? I'm probably the assistant coach, and I'm, hey, you know what? You're gonna be playing for the Hawks, and he just like constantly, that kind of, man, I made it. I made it, and I got a coach, but you know what? That's just the beginning. People think that the beginning is they step at the college university and they like, why? No, you still gotta graduate. You still have to make money. You still need to pay the loans. So that's what the beginning. The beginning is when you think that you cross the finish line. It's like me. I'm talking like, bitch. No, that's just the beginning, man. That is just the you haven't reached the tip of the iceberg. You gotta go all the way across. So, be your own maker, man. I'm telling you, stop following all these fucking losers. Subscribe to my channel because I am gonna pump you up, man. I'm gonna have you that feeling as, you know what, I've been through that shit. You know what, you're like, I gotta look my mouth, like, we gotta fucking fight. Yes, you gotta fight first with your own mind, with your own shit. And we go there and just start like talking shit and we're saying like, all this like, and you're like, today, got to make that fucking run, make that, and you don't have to prove anything, but yourself, and say, Mom, I'm gonna live in my own place, and your mom's gonna say, hey, that's the door, shit, go ahead, and why not, man? I spent, I used to work for a cruise line, and one month I told my dad, I was like, oh my God, my dad, shut up. Suck it all, you motherfucker. Go and play with you. And I was like, yeah, we had that. I remember when I was in Panama and I called my mother. I was like, like, suck it all, Buttercup. You've been, we've been through, I've been through shit, and probably you as well. So, and have fun with the process, It's like, I'm not a Navy SEAL, but they say, you got to embrace the suck. It sucks, Muhammad Ali hated that. I hate fucking training like a fuck. Who actually enjoys it? Like, I'm going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just going to run 20 miles, man. I'm like, whoa, I'm excited. Sometimes you're like, at 2:59, you're like, oh, shit. But hey, I got to do it. And you go run. But after the finish line, you're like, oh, my God. And you just end. The rest is history. But be yourself. Pump yourself up. Go, go, go. Number one, you.